Welcome to the class today, lesson number 5. This will cover various features and functions that you normally don't use a bunch, but when you need them, you really need them, and it's good to know something about them. Before we get started today, let me again go to and show you my contact information in case you have any problems or concerns or any questions. You can contact me. This is my email and my wife and I's cell phone number. If you can't get a hold of me or you want to get a real good expert, you can call the Family History Customer Service, and this will get you right to them. And they are experts in family history, and they have all of the tools available to them to assist you. Okay, the first thing we're going to cover today is a GEDCOM. And what is a GEDCOM? Now, in the genealogy community, GEDCOM has been used as a standard that it is a file you can create to put a copy of your tree on it. And you can move information from one program to another program. Let's say you were on FamilySearch online and you want to take your tree off of FamilySearch and put it on your home computer where nobody can touch it, and you have Roots Magic or Ancestral Quest or some other program there. You can take that tree off of FamilySearch and put it on a private computer. Or let's say you have your tree on Ancestry and you didn't know about FamilySearch, and you want to move your tree off of Ancestry, or at least a copy of it, and put it on FamilySearch because that has more features. So GEDCOM is the way you do it. You create a file which has a name and then a dot, and it has a GED. Okay? So let's wander through that first. Let me close this down and go into let's go into Chrome. And let me show you what you can do and how you can do it. Okay, let's go to Ancestry and say you have a tree on Ancestry. And this can be any program. Every program has, except FamilySearch, has the ability to take your tree off of the program and put it and create a GEDCOM. Okay, here's one of my trees that I have on Ancestry. Now, what I can do is I can go up here to where it says trees. This is Ancestry. And it will give me some options. And I'm going to say I want to manage my trees. So if I click on that, it will give me a menu about my tree. And you can see here, these are various trees that I have on here. Let's just do the first one. You go to Tree Settings, click on that, and you'll get another menu. And you can change the home person, do all these things. But if you go down to the bottom here, you can manage your tree. You can export your family tree as a GEDCOM file to your computer. And if I click on here, it will begin to create a file for me. So you can see it's generating a GEDCOM file. Now, I don't know quite how long this will take. Let's give it a second or two. Okay. Then what I can do is I can download this GEDCOM file. And let me show you what it kind of looks like. And you can see over here, It has the name of the tree and it has a .ged. Now, what I can do then is I can take that file, which is a copy of my tree on Ancestry. I can go to FamilySearch, sign in there. Once I'm signed in, then go to search. It's kind of hid. Genealogies. And when this menu comes up on genealogies, scroll down and look on the right-hand side. This is where you can upload your family tree to FamilySearch genealogies. And if I click on this, submit my tree, it will ask me to upload this GEDCOM file. So if I do that, then what FamilySearch does, and it does it a little bit different than the other ones, and you can see some of the trees I have uploaded here. It takes the information on this GEDCOM file and does a comparison. And let me show you what it looks like. It compares it and puts it into 4 categories. It will take your tree, look at it and say, okay, these are potential matches for people that are already in FamilySearch. Here are some people you can add to family tree, people that are already in the tree, and then living in invalid. So let's say if you see on this line, this particular GEDCOM file had 8,500 people in it. It breaks all those down. And you can see this one they found was already in family tree. And here it is on my GEDCOM, the person's name. And in family tree, they found this person. Is it the same? And I can go down through here and I can replace the name. I can do this. So what you have to do, that does not create a tree or anything until you start going through all of these people. Now in this case here where I have 8,000 people and you have to go through them one at a time, it took me a couple of months to do that. But then it improved my tree that I already had on FamilySearch and added people to it. So this is how you can take information off there. Now you can take that GEDCOM file and put it on anybody else's, any other program. And you can upload it and it will create a tree. Family Tree does it differently, or FamilySearch. Rest of them will actually create a tree. Now, let me show you a different program and what you can do with it. Now, let's say you have your tree on FamilySearch and you want to take it off. If you call FamilySearch, they will say, no, you can't do that. We don't know how to do it and all this. Well, what you need to do is use third-party software. Now, there's 2 programs that are free. One is called Ancestral Quest, and this is version 15, and another is Roots Magic. You can go online, get those programs, and it will download and create an app for you right here. Then what you can do, look at as I do this, if I click on this app and open up this program, this file comes up and it says, do you want to use the one that you paid for or do you want to use the basic one? And I use the basic one. And when I use the basic one and click on it, this program comes up. And it says, okay, we're going to create a tree for you, but you have to give me some information. Do you want to import your GEDCOM? Or look at this one right here. You can import from FamilySearch your tree. And if you do that, it will create a tree on Ancestral Quest. So this is the way you can take your tree off of a copy of your tree off of FamilySearch and take it to any other program, any other genealogy program. So this is the way you can move your information around. And let me cancel this out. And you don't have to retype stuff in or anything like that. So those are the two ways to do to take the program off or move it around. Okay, that's a GEDCOM. Okay, let's go to FamilySearch and back where we were. And let's look at some other features that you don't use too much. Let me go to the family tree and let's look at the tree. And let's look at sources for a person. Let's just pick on my dad and let's click on him and let's go to his person page. Okay, sources. In the previous lesson, you learned how, when you find a record, how you can add that and it will be a source for you. Let's say you want to add your own source, and a source could be, let's say you have an old Bible that your great-grandmother kept, and in that Bible she put in there all of the birth dates of all of the children, grandchildren, and so forth. And this is the only place that you can find those right now. So you can make that a source for you. So what you do, the way you do that is you go to the person's individual page. Let's say this was my dad. Click on sources. And when it comes up, you can see right here, you can add a source. When you click on that, let's say add a new source. When you do that, then this comes up. You enter the date, the title you want for that. If you found it on the web, you can do a page, where the record is found, what the record is, and other information. You can also add to what is called a source box. Now the source box is a location where you can put all of your sources. And let me show you where that is. If you go all the way to the top and click on your name, one of the things that comes up is a source box. If I click on source box, it will show me what sources that I have put in this source box. And I put all of my sources in here. You can see I have a little over 3,000 sources. And here's all of the different sources that are in there. And this is a box that you have available to you. But what you have to do is make sure you click the box that's on a person's page if you want to add a source. And let's go down that again. When you add a source, you have to go down and make sure right here where it says add sources to my source box. And when you finish creating this, you will, that source will also be in your source box. Okay? Now, also, let me show you one other thing. If you want to, let's say you have a source already in your source box that you want to add to a person that is not uh, there right now. Give me a second here. Nah, doesn't want to do it. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. If I go to a person's page and click on add a source, you can see you can attach a source from your source box. And when you click on that, it will take you to the source box, which you find under your name in the settings area. And you can then find the source that you want to add to this person. And you can look at these sources and when you click on them one way or another. So that's kind of sources and how you add them yourself and how you can get them from your source box, which is a selection of things. Okay, another thing which is not used a lot, which is very handy, if you go to the family tree and go to your tree, and this is mostly for individuals who have a lot of people already on their tree, and they are looking for individuals to take to the temple or to do work on. Now, this is completely different than any other tree. It's called a descendancy tree. And let me show you what I mean. Let's go out let's go out 5 or 6 generations. Okay, let's go to this individual right here. And I want to look at his tree, the normal landscape view. And here's his tree. You can see where he ends and his kids. Now, let's say there was no more work to do on there. I wanted to make sure I got everybody in his family. I can go up here to landscape and go to a descendancy view. Now, what this is, and you can go up to 4 generations. Let me put in 4. You start with this individual, and it will show you his spouses, his children, his children's children, and his children, and it will keep coming towards you. And at this view, you can see on the right-hand side, it will show you the information on each of those as if you were looking on a real landscape view tree. Now, what you do is you can see here's his wife, their children, their children's, and so forth. When you get down here and you can see there's an arrow, if you click on that, here's this person's. And you can just keep going down on here and eventually it will come back to you. So the descendancy view is you're looking at descendants of that individual and it will come back to you. And you can see here, here's a problem that I have. I probably could look on that one. If I go down here a ways and do some of these, here's a person that I can take to the temple. And you can look at many more people. You're looking at cousins and nieces and nephews and everything else that you could not see on a normal tree. So this will give you the opportunity of those individuals that have, well, that say, well, I've taken care of everybody on my tree. No, not really. If you try this, you will find people that need some work one way or another. Okay? All right. We're going to, like I said, we're going to jump around a little bit today. Okay. Let me go over a help area that you may need one way or another. And what this is that the FamilySearch has just updated their help section. And let me kind of go over this again with you. If you click on this little arrow here, there you can see a lot of where you can type in a question, or you can go to the help center, or you can look at some of these other suggested topics, and it gives you what should I say, assistance on any areas that you may. Okay, one of the areas I didn't show you last time we looked at this is if you go up here and click on it, and you go down to Contact Us, or you can call in or that, they have kind of a little hid thing, is if you have called in before, they keep track of the cases. They make each phone call or each contact with you a case, and they keep track of that. And you can go into the cases that the times you've called in before. And you can see here, these are the times that I've called, the subject that I called in on, the date, some archived ones that are back further, and any of these you can click on, open them up, and find out what information was given to you, and in case you forgot about it one way or another. Okay, those are some little things that you may not need, but in the long run it will probably assist you. Okay, next subject. Let's look at two of the big four genealogy organizations. The big four is comprised of FamilySearch, Ancestry, MyHeritage, and Find My Past. Now, Find My Past is very specific to the UK, Ireland, so I'm not going to cover that, but you can look at it. Now, Ancestry and MyHeritage are a great resource for you to supplement your searches. Both of these programs are free to members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You just have to go sign up, and you go to the bottom of the page to sign up. They have extra features for members that are not available to the general public, and each has pluses and minuses that can help you when you do your searching. Let's kind of just look at these just basically, and you can go in there and look at them in more detail. Okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Chrome again, and let's go first to Ancestry and take a look at that program. Now, Ancestry, this is what it looks like if you have if you're signed up, and this is me, and this is my login name, and so forth and so on. It tells you about the tree. I have a tree on Ancestry. I have a lot of different trees. This one here is my daughter's husband's father's tree. And if you look at that tree, well, let's go to my big tree, Jordan Mathis tree. And you can see it is in a format that it's a pedigree format, or landscape, as FamilySearch says. You can do a lot of things with this one like you can with FamilySearch. If you go to an individual, let me go to Pure Smart, and click on him. You can look at his profile, very similar to a person's page, and you can see they have facts, they have sources, they have his parents, and so forth. And it's set up very logically, and it's a good program all the way around. Also, you can search him at that point in time. You can do all of these things down here with him. You can edit his information. And the big plus for a member of the church is if it has this little tree here, it means he is also on FamilySearch. And if I click on this little tree, it will make me sign in to FamilySearch. And once I'm signed in, you can see this has a little lock by it. When I click on it, then it will bring me a menu up. And at this point, I can see his ordinance details, I can compare him, I can view him, and I can add relatives. Let's say I have this tree on, I just started it on Ancestry, and I have a full tree on FamilySearch. I can add relatives from FamilySearch automatically by clicking on here. It will go into FamilySearch and bring those individuals into the ancestry tree. So it's really a neat thing. It's a feature that only members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have available to them. If it's on a end of a line, it will add up to 4 generations. And on Ancestry, this is a private tree, which means no one can get in there and do any changes. A lot of individuals don't like FamilySearch because people will get in there and change anything. Now, the pluses I have found on, that's one of the pluses. Another thing that I have found that is very helpful on Ancestry over FamilySearch is they have a ton of, what should I say? Yeah, let me show you. Let's say I want to search an individual. You can go in there and search all of their collections, just censor and voter, just birth and marriage, just immigration, and so forth. So you can search specific areas and specific places that are very, very specific to what you're looking for. Let's say you're looking just for censorship. Whereas if you click on a search on FamilySearch, it gives you all of the various records. Let me see if I can do this so I can kind of show you. Okay, if I put in a name here with information, let's do my dad. And I'm not going to put anything else in there. And it will also look at the family trees. Okay. When it comes up, here it lists all of the records that they can find. Then over here, what they have is really neat. They have, you can go in, let's say I'm just looking for a birth. I can just click on this and only the birth records come up. Whereas FamilySearch, you cannot do that. You have to take what they have and what comes up. or I want just the marriage records that they found. And it allows you to get to things much faster and much easier. The other thing is what it is very good with, let me go back to all categories, very good with Ancestry over FamilySearch is Ancestry has tons more family trees because they have been around a while and they do a lot of free trials. Many people have put their trees on here. So you can go look at trees that have been put on by other people that may be handy for you. Okay, that's just roughly when you get a account and get ready for that, go in there and play with it for a while. Go to a family history center and have the individuals help you with that, or go to the website to the family history guide, and it will show you how to do some of these things on Ancestry, and I'll cover that in a second. Okay, let's go over here and look on MyHeritage. Now, I really like MyHeritage because I again have a ton of different trees on MyHeritage. If I go to, let's go to this site. And it will tell you on this particular tree how many people, the photos I have. If I click on here, let me go to My Family Tree. Let me show you what it looks like. And here again, it's set up in a format like the landscape view or a pedigree view. Make it a little smaller here. And you can, again, if you click on this little brown thing, or the name, I'm sorry, you can get we call it a person page type thing, and you can look at this individual, you can look at their profile, you can edit immediate family, tons more information on there. So very similar. One of the features that they have is, let me see if I can, yeah, let me show you this. If I click on this family tree and the menu comes up, let me show you a couple of cute things that, well, I want the menu. Okay, if you look at that right, one second. Let me go back to, well, let me show you. If I go to home and I want to look at family statistics, if I click on that, it will give you the statistics of this tree. And it goes on forever and ever. This is an overview. It tells you how many males, females I have, living and deceased, common last names, and if I can click down here, places where they come from, and a bunch of other things that you would not see on FamilySearch. Now, also, if you look at this menu here, it will take your black and white photos and colorize those and put them on here, or you can put them back on FamilySearch. You can see here also at the very bottom, it says you can sync your tree that you have on MyHeritage with your FamilySearch tree. And so what that means, let's say you're working on MyHeritage, you have created a GEDCOM and put a tree on MyHeritage. No one can touch that tree, but you decide some of the information you found on MyHeritage, you want to incorporate that on your tree in FamilySearch. So all you do is go down there and click on the sync. It takes it about a few hours, and it looks at your tree on FamilySearch and compares it to your tree on MyHeritage and makes both trees the same. So you can very easily, with MyHeritage and an account with MyHeritage, sync the two trees. As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you have that option. They also have, let me show you over here, discoveries, where they go out and look like FamilySearch does and send you an email saying, we found some records that match, and you can take a look at those. They have some DNA information, and you can do some record searching here also. MyHeritage is really excellent for Europe, especially Germany. They do an outstanding job, and I have found information on MyHeritage that I have not found on any other website. So this is a good supplemental program that you can also use to search and find information and add it to your tree. Okay, those will kind of give you an idea for some advanced features. Go in and play with some of these things, try them out. I appreciate your time on this, and I'd like to say good luck to you, and if you have any questions or concerns, just send me an email. Thanks for your time.